The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Hi, I'm Heather Jones, a Wisconsin attorney with O'Flaherty Law, and today we're going to do a how-to video on how to fill out Probate Form 1945, which is kind of a joint form. It has two uses. It is a petition to either get a certificate of descent from a court or for a judgment determining descent. And you would use this form if someone related to you died intestate, which means that they died without a will, but you are a descendant and you are possibly entitled to property that the estate contained. And you need to notify the court of your existence, have the court ratify that you're a descendant, and eventually judge that you are the descendant. So beginning at the top of the form, you'll see State of Wisconsin Circuit Court. Then you will enter the county where either the person died intestate, or if this is part of an ancillary administration, the county where the property at issue is located. Over here in the right-hand corner, you will stay completely out of this section. This is strictly for the clerk of courts, and they would be file stamping the document and tracking it on this portion of the form. So don't put anything here. That is strictly the property of the clerk of courts. Moving back to the left, you'll say in the matter of the estate of, then you will name the decedent. You will be filing a petition, so it's probable there is no case number. The clerk of courts will assign one to you when you file the petition. If it is not your first time filing the petition, you will have to click that it's amended, because perhaps new facts or information have come to light that you need to include in the petition that you didn't have the first time you filed it. And then here, because as I said, this is a joint form, you will show that you are either asking the court for a certificate of descent or for a judgment determining descent. So that takes care of the caption for the petition. Moving on to the body of the form, you'll see it starts with the phrase, "Under oath I state." What that means is that this is a sworn document and you are expected to tell the truth. And if you don't know what the truth is, just say so. But don't make a guess. Don't add facts that you think will help you. This is a sworn document, and everything you say in this document needs to be completely truthful. And if you don't know something, that's okay. It's not a quiz. You can just say that you don't know or that you are trying to find out. That would also be an honest statement. Just whatever you do, don't embroider the story. Don't add facts don't add statements that you believe to be facts. Just what you know is true. Starting at paragraph 1, the decedent with the date of birth and the date of death was either domiciled in blank county, state of, and their mailing address. So they lived somewhere in Wisconsin. Here's their county, here's their mailing address. Or they didn't live in Wisconsin. Remember we mentioned ancillary administration earlier? But property of the decedent is located in this county. So that's how we determine where we file. They either lived in the county that we're filing in, or they owned property in the county they're filing in. 2, the time and place of decedent's death as known or as can be ascertained with due diligence is as follows. Just do the best you can. This form is used when there was no will, there might not have been notice of death. There's been no estate administration if you're using this form, and sometimes as much as 6 years have passed since the date of death and your petition for determining descent. So just do the best you can. That's why they say, or as can be ascertained with due diligence. Number 3, the court wants to know what your relationship is to the decedent. Are you a niece or a nephew? Are you a great-grandchild? What is your blood connection to the person who passed away? Number 4, one of the main reasons we're filing this petition. The decedent died intestate. They had no will in place. They didn't even jot something down on a piece of paper. Nobody knew what they wanted to be done after they passed away with their property. Number 5, the estate was not administered, and 6 years or more have elapsed since the decedent's death. And when you go to the Wisconsin Circuit Court Forum website, this explanation is also included under the hyperlink for the form. And that's just saying there has been no estate administration, either formal or informal, and it's been 6 years or more since the date of death. So paragraph number 6 asks for the names and mailing addresses of all heirs of the decedent or their grantees entitled to an interest in the property as follows. And if you don't know everybody, that's okay, but if you do know of some of them, you should definitely put down their information. And there's an explanation here. If a person has disabilities, an heir, decedent, or grantee, an heir of decedent or their grantee, you can list a guardian of the estate for the person who has a disability. If there is a person who's in the military, but maybe they're deployed to another area of the world, you can list their attorney or attorney in fact. And if someone's a minor, because there's usually 1 or 2 minors, grandchildren or great nieces and nephews running around, you need to list their date of birth so that the court will know when they reach their majority. So if this is not enough room to list all of the basically interested parties, you can click See Attached and write it all out on a separate sheet or sheets of paper. Whatever you do, do not alter the form. The Wisconsin Circuit Court forms are very specifically formatted to be acceptable to the online filing system and the various offices they travel through. So just if you can't fit something on a line or in a box, you can supplement the document. You put it on a separate sheet or sheets of paper and you attach it to your petition prior to filing. So paragraph 7 wants to know whether or not the estate is not subject to an inheritance tax, or this estate may be subject to an inheritance tax. A petition was filed for appointment of a special administrator with powers to determine the tax. It's okay if you don't know if there's an inheritance tax or not. It's expected that you will not walk in there with complete financial information regarding any possible property in the estate. So it's important though that you pick one. And if you're not sure, then you just say it may be subject to an inheritance tax. It really has to do with what the value of what is being held in the estate at this time is. So paragraph 8 says decedent left the following described property for which a determination of descent is sought. Then you'll see the little See Attached box up here because they don't give you a lot of room. So you can always use a separate sheet of paper as we've discussed, but you need to describe what property you're saying should go to the descendants of the decedent. Say that 5 times really fast. It could be a cottage up north. It could be a small farm. You just need to make sure that you give the best legal description you can. So if it's a piece of land, hopefully you have a deed with the legal description of the property. Do try to have all of that paperwork regarding the property sitting next to you when you fill out the form, so that you're not trying to fill out the form, then hunt things down, then fill out the form, then hunt things down. Try to get all your paperwork in hand before you go through the process of filling out this form and trying to get it filed. Nine, now that we've described what property is in the estate that we're going to need to figure out who it goes to. So paragraph 9 says the heirs or their grantees' respective rights and interests in the property are as follows. Now this could be something like, oh, we had a conversation with great Uncle Earl and he said, you know, since he didn't have any children, he wanted his cottage up north to be held by myself and my brother and my sister as a tenancy in common, each of us having a share, so we each have 1/3 interest in the property according to our conversation that we had with him 10 years ago. Something like that. But again, if you don't have enough room to explain the interested parties and their interests in the property, you'll put it on a separate sheet of paper and just click See Attached. Paragraph 10 is the oh-so-handy other option. Perhaps there's something else going on here in the in the soon-to-be administration of this estate. You have an interest in something, and you're a descendant of the decedent. It's all very fact and circumstances dependent, but you need to explain to the probate court what's going on. You'd click 10 and most likely put it on a separate sheet of paper, in which case you would just put See Attached explanation on this line and attach it to the petition. So you've made your sworn statement. Now you make your request to the court. You request the court, 1, determine the heirs of the decedent and descent of the property and issue either A, a certificate of descent, or B, a judgment determining descent. Then again, if there's more that you want from the court that is, directly connected to the heirs of the decedent and descent of the property and issue, you would put that here. And this is where you will stop. I wish they would put a big stop right here for people trying to fill out these forms themselves. So now you've got the form completely filled out, and you have all of your supplemental documents with the form, the legal description of the property, everybody's named. You've got all the information you need. You need to stop. Do not sign the form. Again, as we discussed at the beginning of the video, this is a sworn document. You are filling this out under oath. So what you need to do is you need to go and find a notary public. And you can usually find one for free at your bank or credit union. But if there isn't one around for free at your bank or credit union, you can always go to the UPS store and have it done for $5. Maybe a FedEx office, if you call ahead, they might have a notary there for a small fee. And you will have to let the notary look at the document first and then check your ID and watch you sign it, and then they'll notarize the document. Additionally, you don't necessarily have to be the person completing the form. The form can be completed by someone else, sometimes an attorney, which is why there's a space down here for a bar number, and that's fine. You just put their contact information here. And again, I know I've been harping on it, but I'll do it one last time. Don't modify the form. If you need more room than the form allows, just put it on a separate sheet of paper and attach it to the form, but don't modify the form. So that is probate form PR-1945, the petition for either a certificate of descent or a judgment determining descent. And I'd like to thank you so much for watching our video. I'd also like to let you know that this video is strictly for educational purposes only. It is not meant to be, nor should it be, a substitute for legal advice. If you are running into a lot of questions or issues with the potential of being a descendant of a decedent, it would be in your best interest to consult with an experienced estate and probate attorney. But I do want to thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments section below the video. And you can also subscribe because we post new legal content daily. And thank you, and I'd like to wish you the very best of luck in resolving your legal matter.
Hi again, this is Kevin O'Flaherty from O'Flaherty Law. I hope you enjoyed the video and podcast. If you did, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channel. If you need legal help in this or any other area of law, please don't hesitate to reach out to schedule a consultation. Most consultations are free and can be conducted remotely if you'd like. You can email us, book online, or call us at 414-253-2080. That's 414-253-2080. We have many locations for your convenience and we serve all of Wisconsin. Thanks again for watching.